This year's definitely felt like a year of transition. Much effort's gone into preparing Griffith for significant change in 2017, all the while maintaining current services. We've seen the launch of the Remarkable campaign, a renewed focus on the aspirations of Griffith 2020 with the appointment of our Deputy Vice-Chancellor Academic, Deborah Henley, and a reinvigorated executive group interest in Griffith's digital strategy. We truly are a remarkable university. In the Olympics, our students and alumni ranked us as the top medal-winning university in Australia. We remain the most awarded university in national teaching awards, and our research strengths continue to move us up the international rankings, where we're currently within the top 3% of universities globally and also the top 50 under 50. Our secret is out. We've seen an increase in student first preferences for 2017, a big uplift in demand for our new double degree programs particularly, and the work we do in INS to support research continues to gain national and international recognition, with several invitations issued to Griffith folk to speak in the US and Europe about what we do. In the meantime, our colleagues from other Australian universities have started to ask me, how do we do it? Twice in the last 2 months I've been asked this. People are recognising our success. I can't think of a group of people I'd rather work with in a rapidly changing environment. Within INS, we have amazingly capable, resilient and talented people. I've no doubt our resilience will be further tested next year, so let's make sure we continue to celebrate our successes as they occur and support our colleagues and each other as we navigate the potholes ahead. It will be more important than ever for us to recharge our batteries over Christmas, take that much needed break with family and friends. I'm certainly looking forward to spending my first Christmas with my grandkids. But before that, let's take a look at some of the 2016 successes and celebrate them together.
Library and Learning Services have undertaken a number of initiatives this year to enhance our library spaces. We've put new signage right throughout the building that clearly identifies how those spaces are meant to be used. We have social spaces where we see students interacting more. We have our quiet spaces where students may do collaborative study, quiet collaborative study, and also individual study. And then we have our individual study spaces where they're quite silent study spaces. We've had really good feedback because there's been a reduction in the number of noise complaints throughout our library spaces.
I use these booths whenever I can find them. They're always hard to get because they're always so popular, but whenever we can get them, they're good. There's less people, it's quieter, you can get more work done. It's a really good spot.
We also introduced an online booking system for our group study rooms. This has seen over 9,500 bookings. So students are now able to book from anywhere on campus or from home. The Nathan and the Gold Coast Library also have video conferencing and Skype-enabled technology in 2 of the rooms. And this allows students to collaborate across campuses or indeed just Skype home if they need to do that.
This year we really wanted to bring our library spaces onto the web, so you can actually go to Google, search for the library, and you can physically find a walkthrough tour. So you can check out the library from your couch, at home, in your pyjamas, check out where you've got to go, and go through look at all the services and the spaces and see which fits for you from home. And you can also do them with like the VR goggles, which is hilarious. So people can actually put the goggles on and with Google and actually explore the library.
I think it's really good for even international students. They can't come to the campus and see what it's like and get a feel for it. But with a 360 video, that's the most natural thing that you can have internationally. And even on a bus, just bring it up on your phone. You can check to see where things are, even if you're in a rush. So I like that.
Griffith predominantly currently operates in an in-sourced or an in-house mode or model for its IT services. And the sourcing strategy has put that through into a hybrid mode where we will no doubt retain some in-house capability for our services, but we'll also move considerably and change the balance of our services so that they become delivered in as a service model. It'll allow us to maximise our use of cloud-based services. Such services are built at scale and therefore we can minimise the cost of those deliveries. It'll allow us to accelerate the delivery of those. They can come online far quicker and therefore can respond to changes within our market. This allows us to have a far more holistic approach to our IT sourcing and will move us towards a hybrid service model which will enable us as an organisation to exploit efficiencies, acceleration of delivery and the significant opportunities that the IT industry changes will bring. Cloud-based services have really come to the fore in the last few years. These services, they open up a whole new range of opportunity for us and capability for us. They have become affordable, they can deliver flexibility, they can help us within our mobility, and they can also allow us to provide services that in the past we would not even go anywhere near. If we then find demand grows for a particular service through the cloud side of it, it's what they call elastic, the scale and the use of that can grow without us having to have capital investment in increasing the size of our own underlying infrastructure ourselves. The use of cloud services by Griffith will grow. For example, in 1 month last year, our metrics showed that over 2,400 different cloud services were accessed and used by our staff and our students. It is a tremendous area. The demand is there and we need to ensure that our service model, our staff skills, INS as an organisation and our technology architecture is there to continue to drive this and support it for the organisation.
INS has developed some strategic publishing guidelines, and this is to help our academics to improve their reach and impact in a publishing environment. The idea is that there are some strategic things you can do to make it easier to get your publications published in the right places, make sure that you're improving your reputation, and of course also the reputation of the organisation. The other thing with the strategic guidelines for publications is that they put all of the key information into one place, so it's easy for researchers to find. What we've done recently is move it from a text base into web, so that it's no longer a linear approach. So people can dip in and out of the guidelines depending on where they are in the process or where they are in their career. So it provides a non-linear approach which I hope will help people get more benefit from them.
For the past 3 to 4 years, I've been privileged to be a member of the Oracle Global Strategy Council for Higher Education and Research. This is a group of senior CIOs, CTOs from around the world. For Griffith, this has quite significant opportunities. It allows us to get an insight into where technology and services are going with one of the biggest technology companies in the world. It allows me to form an extensive network of peers across the world, which I have made use of over many occasions.
ORCID is an academic identifier. It enables academics to distinguish themselves in an increasingly diverse and complex digital world. In talking about open scholarship or open access at Griffith, I'd like to put in the context of 2 pillars of scholarly communication. The first one is about sharing, collaboration and building on the shoulders of others. And that's where open access, institutional repositories, our Griffith experts, and also all of the work we've done around policy and procedures to encourage openness in everything that we do. The second pillar is around verification and the integrity of our data and the integrity of the scholarship.
INS staff have been working closely with researchers in delivering on their individual projects or developing national infrastructure. What's been noteworthy this year is the number of other institutions we've had to work with to deliver on those projects. It's in excess of 30 these days in the last 12 months. While researchers have to work with researchers in other organisations, INS staff have to work closely with their peers in those organisations to deliver on projects, to develop systems, share data, build workflows, etc.
Logan Together is a whole of city child development strategy. So there's 45,000 kids in Logan under 8, and we want every one of those kids to reach their potential. It's important because we know that if kids reach age 8 in good shape, then that's the single most important thing you can do to boost their life chances for the rest of their lifetime. So it's an exciting project. It's the first of its kind in Australia at this scale. We're interested in every one of those 45,000 kids, and we want to understand the things that operate throughout their life course, from before birth through those critical development ages of 0 and 1, 3 and 5 and 8. So we've got a really big data demand to collect data on kids, to analyse it, to run algorithms and analysis to illustrate how those kids are doing. That's really important because we've got to take action that's really informed. So having information services on the team to help us design those data tools and to think about the future about how we aggregate that data, analyse it and share it with all the people who've got to do something to support Logan kids is a really critical part of our program.
So the Library Safe Place initiative really started during orientation week, when we really noticed that there was no representation from the LGBTI community, and that one of our libraries had put a sign up on the door, and we wondered why that wasn't everywhere. So we investigated not only the design of the sticker, which we did in-house, but also working with Pride and Diversity. And we did face-to-face training with over 65 library staff, and the feedback was great. The staff loved it. They loved having the ability to be inclusive, just to walk in rainbow shoes, in essence. And then we got the modules up for the students to engage with. Other university elements, I've engaged with those, put them in their programs like mentoring. So it's really made a big difference.
Welcome to this very special launch of Griffith University's Safe Space initiative.
Often we just assume that people do feel safe, and it's not always the case for many LGBTI people out in the world. So it's really important that we still talk about it and we still provide safe spaces.
It makes me feel a bit happier within myself.
We have this saying, don't we, that everyone belongs at Griffith, and we mean it. We're making a very public commitment to be better allies, to listen, and to embrace the diversity that has always been a part of what I might now say is the remarkable Griffith DNA. Okay, ready to go? Okay.
I just don't think I was sharp and poppy enough, so.
We've also increased our can I just have a quick squeeze? Yeah. We've also undertaken, Stand up. Yeah.
I think it's great that something like this has been being led from INS. I gather we're on INS Media. So hello to everyone in INS who wasn't here today.
I'm ready when you are.
I'm sorry, Eva, what I see from here is that times are pretty tough, pretty lean. We are told that we must do less with more. Oh no, that's not right, is it? That's more with less, isn't it? Yes. Well, the poor old Freddo is obviously doing a lot more of nothing with a hell of a lot less of himself. Now, I don't know if that's being agile. I don't know where the rest of him is, but I tell you what, the budget, I think I said last year that the budget was, that the Freddos were shrinking. This takes on a completely different meaning. It's just the head.
Darling, listen, we're filming over here for our end of year party, and one of our special guests, who is a raving lunatic that works for us called Krusty, I'm sure you've heard of him. Yeah. If you've been to a bar at the Gold Coast, you'll know Krusty. Isn't here, so I wanted to, oh gosh, I'll take both of you. These are avatars of Krusty and Peter Kurtz, because like the real ones couldn't be here, so we made these two. Aren't they nice?
So a little bit of a heads up. What are we talking about?
Okay, so what we're talking... I just have to point the squirrel tail at you there, Yuri.
Right. Do you want my
in a good
sunnies
spot?
on or off?
Either way, whatever's
Okay.
good. You look good.
Cool. What do I say?
Just do that. That's good. And on the red carpet this evening, Trent the Magnificent. Trent, who are you wearing?
Dressed by Scotch and Soda, Rhodes and Beckett and Oxford.
Was there anything you wanted to, I don't know, say about remarkableness, information services, general, end of year happiness and celebration? Go ahead.
Oh, thanks, Laurie, for that wonderful introduction to your interview. Remarkableness, I think.
Could be like me. Or...
We've got remarkable people in INS, and
we
especially
do.
in library and learning services,
Well, I
and
have heard
lots
that.
of them up there,
Up where?
near the pointy end.
Near the pointy end. And the workshop title?
Exam strategies.
Exam strategies,
Yep.
also known as How to Be Remarkable.
Yes. So how to be remarkable in your exams, because everybody needs good study tips to help with their exam preparation.
And straight away I noticed the incredibly tight-knit nature of the INS team. Everybody's really, really close and works as a unit.
Come on, it'll be fun. You'd love to be in a blooper. Be in a blooper. Come on, Mike. Be in a blooper.
I don't want to be in a blooper.
You're such a chicken. So you are, in fact, remarkable.
In the sneaker community, you could say. Absolutely.
The sneaker community.
Just slightly, not too
Slightly
much,
remarkable?
I got to hold it back a bit, I
Yeah.
can't-
Well, you don't want to over remark yourself
Yeah, I
because
can't.
that can be embarrassing.
Exactly,
Yeah. Now tell
yeah.
us about the hat.
Well, the hat was sourced from, I believe it was eBay or something like that.
Right.
Or
It's an eBay original.
Yep, it could either come from Russia or China.
Very
You know,
nice.
one of those mass production